Hello everyone, good morning dear students. We have already started chapter number 1, real number. In last lecture we have seen the two important topic, prime factorization method, and second was the important result. Important result regarding HCF and LCF of two integer. Okay, so here we have already seen that the product of HCF and LCM of two integer is equal to the product of that two integer. Okay, and we have already started exercise 1.2. We have already covered question 1 and question 2. In question 1, we have seen how to find out HCF and LCM by using prime factorization method. And in question 2, we have used prime factorization method as well as we verify this important result also. Now we will continue. We are going to continue with the exercise 1.2 and question number 3. In question 3, it is also again we have to find out LCM and HCF. But here three positive integers are given and we are using same method, prime factorization method. All the steps you have to do is all that steps are same. Okay, so I have already done the sum, so you can see it. 12 prime factorize into 2 raised to 2 into 3. 15 is 3 into 5 and 21 is 3 into 7. To find out HCF, again I repeat, HCF means highest common factor. We have to find out HCF by taking a common factor, a common number with minimum power. So if you see here, it is 2 raised to 2 multiplied by 3. Here it is 3 into 5, 3 into 7. So if you see, 3 number is a common number and all have power 1. So we have to take HCF as a number which has a minimum power and which is a common in all the integers. So here HCF of 12, 15 and 21 is equal to 3. What about LCM? List common multiple. All numbers we have to take with maximum power. So we have to take 2 raised to 2, 3. 3 already comes once, so we should not take again with the second in second time. So it is 2 raised to 2 into 3 into 5 and into 7. Okay, so 2 raised to 2 into 3 into 5 into 7 is equal to 420. Like this, we have to find out HCF and LCF of 3 integer by prime factorization method. We will continue with the fourth one. Let's move to the next question, question number 4. In that, the given data is the HCF 306 and 657 is equal to 9. The value of HCF given, and these are the two integers whose HCF is given, and HCF is 9. They are asking to find out LCM of those two numbers. As we know the important result that the HCF and LCM, that multiplication of any two integer is equal to product or multiplication of that two integer. Okay, so here we can take A as 306 and B as 657. You can take vice versa also, either this A or this B, it doesn't matter. Okay, and HCF 306 657 is equal to 9. Now we apply first write the formula and then substitute all the values to find out LCF. Okay, now HCF multiplied by LCM is equal to those two numbers. So those two numbers are 306 and 657. Now LCM is already given, it is 9. They are asking to find out LCM. So 9 multiplied by LCM is equal to 306 into 657. It is not necessary to do multiplication of these two. Okay, now it is very important to write down the steps as well as how to consume the less time for the calculation. Okay, now next step is to find out LCM. We have to take this 9 to the other hand, so it will go into the denominator place. So by this way we can, if we cancel out the common factors, so we can get it is 34. Now 34 multiplied by 657. So last answer is 22,338. By this way we can find out LCM. Here they are asking to find out LCM. Okay, in another question, if they are giving LCM and asked to find out HCF, same thing you have to do with the same steps. Just instead of LCM, here they are asked to find out HCF, then same procedure you have to do and same steps you have to follow. That's it. Now we are going to start question number 5. In that it is given that check whether 6 raised to n end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. 6 raised to n and n is small n is a natural number. So obviously if we see the question, so we can say that 6 raised to n. So n natural number means it start from 1. So if we take n is equal to 1, so 6 raised to 1 is 6. It doesn't end with 5. Let's take n is equal to 2, means 6 raised to 2. 6 raised to 2 means 6 multiplied by 6 2 times. So 6 6 the 36. Again, it is not end with 5. It end with 6. Now 3 raised to 2. 3 raised to 3 again. So 6 multiplied by 3 times. So again it is 216. It doesn't end with 5. We know that 6 raised to n, if we take, it cannot end with the digit 0. But how to explain mathematically? So every time when you face this type of question, you should take a exactly converse assumption. For example, here I have taken the exactly opposite, that let 6 raised to n end with the 0. Okay, I know that it doesn't end with 0, but even though I assume exactly opposite and will prove wrong at the end. Okay, now let 6 raised to n end with 0 where n is a natural number. If it 6 raised to n end with 0, it means it must be divisible by 5. Therefore 6 raised to n is divisible by 5. Now, but prime factors of 6 is 2 into 3. Prime factor of 6. So can I write 6 raised to n is equal to 2 into 3 whole raised to n? Yes. So these are the prime factors of 6. So that is in prime factorization, we cannot see here 5. Okay. So in prime factorization, there is no factor of 5 here except 2 and 3. It means our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong, and therefore 6 raised to n, where n is a natural number, cannot be end with digit 0. Is it clear? Is it clear? I repeat again. If the question like this, it is asked, you have to assume exactly opposite and prove wrong, that our assumption is wrong at the end of the sum, and then you can do the same method like this. Let's move to the next question. Question number 6. Explain why these two numbers, this is one number and this is the second number. So explain why these two numbers are composite numbers. We have already know what is composite number. The number which have more than 2 factors. Okay. And the prime number is the number which has just 2 factor, 1 and itself. Okay. So we have to prove that they are composite number. Means other than 1 and itself, it has another factors that we have to prove. So let's see here. 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13 and plus 13. So here it is a plus. So whenever it is plus or minus, you can take out common number. So we can take here 13 from both sides as a common number. And after taking 13 as a common, the remaining is 7 into 11 into 1 plus 1. Okay, so 11 into 7 means 77 and plus 1. So it is 13 into 78. In short, we can say that 13 number is a common factor. 13 number is a common factor. and 78 is still remaining. Again we can factorize 17 into 13 into 6, and again this 6 is divided into 2 into 3. So we can say that this number is not a composite number as it has a more than 2 factors, and the common factor is 13. Similarly, for the second one, the number is very long. It is 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 and plus 5. So if you see that plus 5 we can take out as a common, then remaining is 5 into 20, 42 into 24 plus 1. So finally we get 5 into 1009. Again we get a more than 2 factor. 5 is a common factor. Okay, and therefore we can say that these both number are not a prime number, they are composite number. In first one 13 is a common factor, and in second one 5 is a common factor, and that's why we can say that these two numbers are composite numbers. Question number 7, last question of exercise 1.2. Here there is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? तो यहाँ पे दिया गया है कि एक सर्कुलर पाथ है, एक सर्कुलर पाथ है, समझ लो ये ग्राउंड है. ओके, देयर इज अ सर्कुलर पाथ, और यहाँ पे सानिया एंड रवि दे स्टार्ट अ ड्राइव और रनिंग फ्रॉम द सेम पॉइंट और सेम स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, सेम सर्कुलर पाथ विथ सेम टाइम. तो अगर वो लोग रनिंग यहाँ पे पाथ पे, सर्कुलर पाथ पे कर रहे हैं, तो कितने मिनट के बाद वापस वो लोग सेम पॉइंट पे आके मिलेंगे? दिस इज द मेन क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो इन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इट इज अ multiple, so you have to find out a least common multiple. That's why it is LCM. So let's see. A is a Sonia and B, similarly same time, same place and same path. B is a Ravi. Okay, Sania takes 18 minutes to cover one round, and similarly Ravi take 12 minutes to cover one round. So after how long or how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? This point is a starting point. कितने मिनट के बाद वापस राउंड करके इस सेम पॉइंट पे, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पे वो मिलेंगे? So we have to find out here LCM. So as you know, LCM of 18 and 12 we have to find out. Okay, so for that we have to first factorize 18 and 12. 18 is 6 3s are 18. Again 6 is divisible into 2 into 3. So we can say that 2 into 3 raised to 2 is the 18, and 12 is 4 into 3. So we can say that 2 raised to 2 into 3. Now LCM is again what we have to pick. We have to take all the factors with maximum power. All the factors with the maximum power. So we can say that LCM of 18 and 12 is, if you see, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2. Which we have to pick? Obviously 2 raised to 2. The factor with maximum power. So we can write here 2 raised to 2. Then again 3 raised to 2, 3 raised to 1. Again maximum power, it's 3 raised to 2. So it is 4 into 9. So 36. So we can say that after 36 minutes, they will meet again at the starting point. I hope you get this. In this type of question, whenever this type of question is asked, there is a same route, same point, same starting point, same direction. You have to find out LCM because it is a common multiple. Is it clear? Okay. I hope you understood all this question related to exercise 1.2, and here our exercise is completed, and we will learn about the irrational number which you already learned in earlier classes, but again we will learn in next lecture. Thank you very much.